Are you ready, Stevie?
I
Are you
am.
really ready?
I'm so ready.
Where's your energy at today?
It's right here. Let's go.
It's high?
It's high.
It's high?
I almost threw this whole table. This whole table. I almost threw
Dude.
it, and then I was gonna jump out the window, and I was gonna do a skate down the deck, and then Banana Boy was gonna jump over me.
I was about to say, we got a sweet banana boy right here. You
He
can't
was
be
gonna
throwing
help.
on tables.
He was gonna help. We had a word. We had like a trust word that, like when I said like firework. We were gonna.
He hates fireworks.
That's where we were trying to reclaim the word for him.
He hates them.
We're trying to make a new association of happiness and chaos.
He's not really a fan of them.
I know. I low-key, this means a hot take. I'm not really that big on them either. They're kind of loud. They're smoky.
Yeah, look, all right. I stayed in last night. Me and Peyton stepped out for like a cigarette. I was like, can I go smoke a cigarette outside? You want to watch some fireworks? Banana Boy was like afraid, and he was just laying on the bed. That boy was so like, him like afraid is like kind of funny because he's just like a statue. He's just like this. Like
and
he's such
a big boy too that like you wouldn't think he'd get so.
Yeah, and it's like he doesn't even really look afraid. You know what I mean? He's just like, I'm just gonna hold my ground until this is over. You know what I mean? Like he's like, I'm not moving. And then once it stops, he might like get up and like start walking around again, and then you hear another one like, pew, and it's like,
Yeah.
and then he's like back up on the bed, like
Back
laying
in
down.
scared mode.
And he'll get like as far in the corner as he can, pretty much. And
that's another reason why I think they're a little overrated. Every year, you see posts about pet owners being like, my pets are terrified.
I know, now that I'm a dog owner, I mean, I think about dogs in every situation now. And I was just thinking, I'm like, oh my God, like imagine like, because I'm pretty sure this dude got heartworms and just ran away because he was confused. And his owners were like maybe frustrated with him, so they didn't take him back. You know what I mean? Like I think that's what happened. He's a well-trained dog. Like,
yeah, he's a good boy.
He's so sweet. Like he's not like, I don't know why people like someone would just give him up. And he had heartworms right when he was a stray. So it's like, I think he just acted out. And then I'm like, imagine all the dogs that just act out, like,
because they're scared,
and then they just either bust out, because some dogs can just bust out
or get scared and run.
Yeah,
and then just don't know how to find their way back.
Imagine the people that left their dogs just in the backyard.
I know.
Like, there's a lot of that. There's definitely a lot of that happening.
And then not even like the pets, just animals in general, like birds or squirrels or things that are just confused.
Yeah, because you can tell like, it's like you can tell like some dogs like can't hear that well, but this man can hear.
Yeah.
To where it's like he can hear fireworks going off that I can't even hear.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Like
they got those senses.
Yeah, so it's like when they're loud for me, it's like, oh my God,
must be even more overwhelming for them.
Yeah. But we not hating on 4th of July.
No. And it's cool. They do the drones sometimes too now.
Yeah.
At one of the last Denko one, they did drones.
Like drone fireworks show?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm here for that.
Yeah. Let me see if
I'm definitely here for that.
Where like it's the same kind of effects and they do all these kinds of patterns, but it's quiet and still beautiful and not disruptive to the environment.
Yeah.
See like this, like that is in the air.
Okay. Do they have like some like explosion effects too? Like,
I'm sure you could make it like that too if you wanted to.
But they just kind of have like hovering projections more or less going on.
Yeah, and they rechange into different shapes and stuff.
Okay, so they're kind of morphing around. And
yeah.
Kind of like a school of fish.
Like exactly. Okay. Yeah. A school of little digital floating fish.
That's cool.
Yeah. But no, I didn't go see fireworks either. I drove around with my parents for a little bit looking at them. But my main goal for yesterday was trying to make the best smash burger I can make.
Downtown St. Louis looked pretty crazy last night.
Yeah. I'm sure that I've gone to those before, and those are fun.
I'm sure seeing it, like, imagine, like, just being, like, in, like, like a rooftop. You know what I mean? Like, imagine, like...
You have a friend that has a good hookup.
Or you're at, like, the Arts Hotel or some shit where you can get a good view, maybe. Like, I don't know if that has a good view, but, like, you're at, like, a hotel where you can, like... go party at the rooftop pool and bar and like.
Then you gotta be a little careful that you're not too close, because then it's shooting up and you're on the rooftop and it's exploding right by your face.
Dude, that's what happened to me last night, because I was just getting a street show last night. So it's like I stepped out and the neighbors, like, shout out the neighbors. They were like, come light some, and I'm like, oh, I'm good, like. But they was just shooting them off, and when I stepped out, I'm pretty sure they was like, all right, like it's time, it's 10 o'clock, like we're going ham now.
Yep.
And they lit off like these like 2 or 3 big ones like all together to where it was like, I don't know if you ever seen that, like where they light off like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, like I just that I've never like bought like,
I mean, wait, do you remember that one time though?
what, when we
Went up to the shot the video,
Yeah,
we got
yeah.
those big ones.
I know that's like one of my only experience like buying a big firework.
That was fun too.
Yeah.
But we didn't really get to fully appreciate it because we were
exactly
shooting.
I know, and then oh my god, the view that I had last night, right, was on my porch. So I'm staring like straight up, and I can see like the roof like cutting off like part of my thing, and then like I don't know, like just the other top of the roof cutting it off, and then just seeing like this corner of just straight fireworks everywhere. I'm like, this would have been like, you know what I mean? I'm like, this shot right here would be so cool. I'm like, I wish I was just filming this like 3 minutes of just B-roll right here.
Even just to like overlay over something.
Yeah.
And do like a double exposure.
It was the coolest looking shot, just my view last night. But that's what I was getting to, is that like just seeing 3 big ass fireworks like going off at once that are like continuous, like pew, pew. And then them like fighting against each other, but then being like so close to you that you're like, holy shit, like I'm like,
do I need to get away from this?
I'm like dodging some little sparks and shit. And like, and then after that, I was like, I felt like a little epileptic almost. You know what I mean? I'm like,
still see the...
yeah, I just felt like a little weird, like a little, you know, I started getting like a little nauseous, I feel like, and like just like my eyes were like feeling weird, and like I'm just like, oh, like,
yeah,
let's go sit in.
A little too bright.
Yeah, I'm like, that was just too much, too loud, too everything. My senses were just all thrown off for a second, and I'm like, all right.
Entered a new decade, and your senses are just on a different.
God
different
damn
plane.
it! You had to segue to it, man.
I had to. How are you doing,
Happy
Corey?
fucking birthday,
Happy
Stevie.
birthday to you too.
It's our birthday era right here.
It is.
We just both turned 30. That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
How was your birthday?
Dude, it was great. It was great. It was a lot of fun. It was
Oh,
a
yeah.
little weird not being in STL for it, but it was good too to hear from everyone. And
So you went out to Colorado. You
went
did
out to
some
Colorado,
hiking.
did some hiking, went to a Dead & Co show.
You ran away from a thunderstorm.
Ran away
Or
from
you
a
ran
thunderstorm.
in a thunderstorm.
Yeah, got to work on some music with my friend Ava.
Hell yeah.
And then got to see Ava perform in this really sick orchestra that was in kind of like this barn setting. It was like one of the soloists for the night was one of like the top 3 violinists in the world.
Really?
He's playing on a violin from 1713.
Dang.
Yeah.
It's
I
like
do
a
just feel like
relic.
kind of like crazy to be around that, you
Yeah,
know?
it's like, get that out of here. What'd you do?
It's gotta be haunted, you
bring
know?
that- Why you bringing that? No, I'm just kidding, but
But no, it was good. It was good. And we got to celebrate yours too.
Yep, we got to go see Asteroid City.
Yeah.
I'm still not sure if I actually saw it though.
I need to go see it again. I
Yeah.
think I was a little out of it for it.
Yeah, I ate a Royale with cheese at the Alamo Draft House. We went to the Alamo Draft House. That was my first time.
What'd you think of the Alamo?
It was cool. You know, I will say that like the inside of it didn't look like significantly fancier than like what like good theaters do look like now. I mean, it did look fancier. You know what I mean? The spacing is better. You know, the seats are better. You know,
The seat reclines a lot, but that can be dangerous.
I don't recline.
Yeah.
I don't recline. I fell asleep sitting up here.
Yeah.
That's what fucked me up. Is that I was nodding out sitting up.
I was nodding out a little bit too.
I don't know if it was the food. I don't know if it was the seats.
I think it was the mixture of, like the food and then like the movie was a little hard to follow. Asteroid City.
Yeah. At a certain point, I just like was lost, and then I'm like, oh, I think I should just go to sleep because at this point I'm fucked.
Yeah.
Like,
I was like a little bit embarrassed because usually I can walk out of a movie and like
understand. A
yeah,
little
put
bit.
together. Wow, okay, I got home and I was like, Asteroid City explained on YouTube, and then I was like, oh, okay, I definitely need to go see this again. I just don't think I was ready for what the movie actually was.
Yeah.
But beautiful, and it's cool to see so many people get pumped up about Wes Anderson.
Yeah. So what is different about this compared to other Wes Anderson? Because I feel like this movie might be like way more like. I mean, he's always been layered.
Yeah.
But I feel like he is usually like. You know what I mean? Like, you can walk away knowing what you watch.
Yeah.
You know, I
Well,
feel
it
like
was
this
like-
one might be the first one that's, like, really almost, like, meta in its own.
Super meta, and you know, like I was rewatching French Dispatch, and French Dispatch is layered, but it makes sense. 'Cause it's
Yeah.
like told through the story of like this is an obituary for the final article or final edition of this magazine, and like here are 3 stories within this magazine, and it's like you're reading the magazine almost. But this was like the story of the theater performance of this play, and we're seeing the theater performance, but we're also seeing the behind the scenes of the theater performance.
Yeah.
And so, like, there was like a lot of things that the movie was about. Some people think the movie was about COVID. Some people have a lot of different takes on it. But it was a lot of fun and like some really great moments. I just need to go back and watch it again to fully appreciate it.
See, and it's fucked up because I feel like that's exactly what I walked away with thinking is that like, oh, this was just a theater performance and we get to see like, you know, this story told outside of it. You know what I mean? These like a bunch of little stories told within it.
Yeah.
Also little stories told outside. Like it's many stories combined into this thing that's already two stories happening at once. You
It's
know?
like almost pondering like what it means to be involved with like a production of something to like tell a story and like the different aspects. Because there's the one guy who's like, he's asking the director, he's like, what is this even about? And the director's like, I don't know, man. Like, it's not my job to know, you know? And it's, I don't know. It's like interesting in that way. Like sometimes your job is just to like put the thing out and like let the other people interpret it. But some cool moments, some great performances. Some of my favorite set pieces of his too.
Yeah.
But I definitely want to go back and watch it again. Something about when you're eating eating the food and like
that
you're like,
Royale with cheese.
oh,
baby.
you're like, this food is good as fuck, and like,
yeah,
the vibes are right.
I know. I am like scared to like convert to Alamo Draft House person because I don't want to start falling asleep. I was listening to Conan O'Brien. He had Harrison Ford on. And they were just talking about like going out to the movies, and then one of the dude on the podcast was talking about. He's like, "Oh yeah, I got tickets for Indiana Jones already," and he was like, and then they said like someone said well, like what kind of tickets, and then they started talking about how there is like, you know, like the Alamo Draft House experience. And he's like, well, you can have the one, you know, the recliners where you go and take a nap. And he's like, or you can go. And then it was just kind of like, you know, I don't know. It was just kind of funny them talking about like, oh, it's just like this nap experience with movies And I'm like scared that like that's gonna be like a thing, you know, because I don't know. That's why I stopped reclining a long time ago.
Then you get the opposite experience. So my parents, they don't go to movies a lot, but there's this new theater out by us that was an AMC, like restaurant theater. Like it's a pretty big one, but it got converted. I think it's B&B now. And they sent us free tickets, and so they went to Cashman for Indiana Jones, and they didn't know what 4D meant.
You saw Indiana Jones?
No, I didn't, but they did.
They did.
And they went to the 4D showing.
What's 4D?
And they didn't know it, but like it's like one of those chairs you sit in. It like rocks you around when it's the action, except for some reason like the chairs were malfunctioning kind of, and they were going way harder than they were supposed to. So luckily they were able to sit in some different ones that were broken. But they saw this guy that was just like getting thrown around in like a quiet scene, and I was like, that would keep you awake, you know?
That's not a bad idea. Yeah, I'm down for that experience.
But I thought it was just hilarious because they had no idea going into like their seats were about to like shake.
That's the fourth dimension is like feeling the movie.
And there's like some air that blows in, maybe some water too that'll splash on you.
Really? They like missed you?
Yeah. If there's water moments.
That's crazy. Yeah, I want to go out there. That sounds dope. I want to go see Indiana Jones like that. That seems like a good one to see like that, too.
Yeah, that seems like the perfect one to see like that.
I do want to see Indiana Jones now thinking about it.
Me too. I want to see Indiana Jones. I want to see Mission Impossible.
Dude, that trailer looks good.
And that's probably it for the summer, you know? Just those two. Just kidding.
What do you mean by that?
Man. Oh, but... Damn, we never even introed this, man. Welcome to the fucking movie club, guys. Oh, I can say fucking now. It's like 13 minutes in.
Yep, you're good to go. You're clear.
I can say fucking. Shout out to Spotify, man. They keep taking down our episodes because of music, but that don't matter, man. Have you played this?
Yeah. Fire as hell.
This shit is so good.
What do you mean by that? Oh shit. Here we go again.
He's gotten way better at singing.
Man. What's up?
I said he's gotten way better at singing.
Dude. Well, it's funny because Kevin's really funny to me because he's like always done the thing where like, you know, it was like the Mac Miller thing of like, oh, I may not be the best singer, but I'm just going to do it no matter what.
Yeah.
And
you sort of grow into it that way.
Exactly. You know, by this point, it's like your voice is just good at a certain point.
Yeah.
You know, like all the coolest voices like are like non-traditional voices anyway.
Yeah.
But,
A lot of, being a good singer is just owning what you got.
yeah. But then Miley comes in on this one. And then we got Miley and Kevin doing a duet right here. Like,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
It's just wild to think that they know each other.
I can't believe I'm playing Kevin Leaks on a podcast. That's kind of bad.
Oh, it's all good. This streamer I watch sometimes just, like talks about Kevin maybe coming on it.
Really?
Yeah, Hassan.
Really?
Yeah, he says he runs into him at parties occasionally. And every time he's like, you got to come on the thing. And he's like, okay, soon.
That'd be wild.
Yeah.
That'd be weird. Be weird. In the midst of this, I found out Kevin like EP'd a Miley video like a year and a half ago.
Really? Which one?
I don't know.
That's
I don't
okay
know.
if you don't know off top. Just wondering.
Yeah, one of her videos. I mean, you could probably tell like off of it like that like, oh, this is like more Brockhampton-y-esque style video.
Yeah.
But dude, this ending is so good. I know people were saying Honey Time might be the best of the leaks, but this one I think is.
I like this one a lot. I also just love acoustic guitars. I'm a sucker for that.
I love Honey Time though. I gotta play the beginning of this. The people in the Discord talking about the album sounds like Bob Dylan, and I'm like, that's all I'm getting so far.
Yeah, Bob Dylan's the man.
Speak your Spanish and your garden sunshine like yo Latino. Honey time. You run your fingers through my afro.
Oh shit. Here we go again.
Try to get me to go stay with you, but you know I can't go.
Give me a fucking break, buddy.
It's like we can't go.
Man, if we get a Kevin album soon,
I'd be so happy.
look,
Honestly, I would just be happy. I'm pumped to hear maybe the Fred Again Kevin song.
we just got a Kevin album. We're about to get a Dominic Fike album.
That's going to be sick. The singles have already been amazing.
Dude, it's so good.
This year, this is a hot take. This has been a mid-music year. Mid or like...
I mean,
less
we
than
haven't
mid.
really gotten much yet, have we?
Nah. Last year was amazing. If you think about it at this point, last year...
What have we gotten this year? We're getting Dominic Fike, so that's about to be great.
Last year at this point...
Curfew keeps dropping. Curfew drops a lot, and Curfew drops a lot of good shit, right? What is it? Jackman came out this year.
It's true. But I mean, like last year we had Mr. Morale, Renaissance.
Yeah, Six Flag dropped his little album.
Did you like that Doja Rap song?
Yeah, I like that song.
I did too.
I love Doja. I've always thought Doja is like a really good rapper. I've always said that. I've always said I think she's a really good rapper. Like she did kind of like take some of the Nicki Minaj like delivery.
Yeah.
You know, but she kind of like
Did her own thing with it.
yeah, she kind of did her own thing, and she just did it a lot. Even her poppy shit, like she's rapping good. Like even though it's a pop record, like she would always do even Say So. Like she does like a cool verse on it.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like I hated that like whole like Doja Cat is not a rapper, and then her getting upset about it too. Like I mean, she can do whatever she wants, but like, you know, but so I'm excited to hear her do like some rap shit, but I don't think she needs to like prove to anybody. You know what I
Nah.
mean? Like I think she's
better than
amazing
most
on her-
people out.
Yeah, exactly. I think she's way better than a lot of rappers.
Yeah.
like
And I feel this is my second prediction. You know,
Lil
I said
Yachty was front of the year.
Lil Yachty was tight. And you know, Yves Timmer, we had a great album too. There's been good stuff. The Boy Genius album was awesome.
Yeah.
I'm kind of glad I didn't go to that tour, even though I would have loved to see Dejan and Claro. Just like TikTok made me seem like that tour might have been a nightmare.
Really?
Kind of just a lot of people were saying you couldn't really hear any of Boy Genius singing because the crowd was so loud.
Mm.
And then like they were kind of rude to the openers because they were just there for Boy Genius.
Dang.
And I think that there's this like
I be listening to Claro a lot lately too.
I love Claro and
Claro?
I love Dejan.
Claro's last album is like really fucking good. Was that Jack Antonoff on her last one?
A lot of it, yeah.
Cause it's like really jazzy and like in like this weird way of like I don't know. Just the
Yeah, she really
instrument-
dives into that sound.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's this gap in concert etiquette that like the younger generation didn't like missed out on for a few years because of COVID.
Yeah.
And so like a lot of like this year and last year is a lot of people's first concerts.
Yeah.
Um,
Look, I've seen a lot of videos on the internet lately, right? I've seen those. It's like these Twitter accounts. It's like crazy clips only. You ever see those?
yeah.
Right. So I dove deep into one night, and I watched them for like hours. And you know how like like I feel like we've said it a lot, but I feel like people are like, oh, this next generation like they way smarter. Like they way better, like they'll fix the problems, like they'll just address the problem. Like no, dude, they are fucking insane.
Yeah.
These videos I'm seeing of kids these days and like the shit they do
For the talk.
is insane. Like there's just a girl on a bus who just like gets a big ass firework and just lights it off inside of a bus with about 40 people on the inside.
Oh my
And then
gosh.
everyone's screaming, "No, you stupid!" Like, and
Yeah.
it just points it sideways. Like
Yeah, or like the tragic video of like the boy who jumped off the cruise ship because he was dared to.
that. Yeah, I mean that is the perfect example. Like look at what like this shit is happening at a rapid pace.
Yeah, and I mean it was probably going on to some degree as well when we were
Yeah.
at that age.
No, definitely.
Just like not getting like shared as much.
Yeah, but then you think about Tide Pods, right?
Yeah.
That started it all.
Yeah.
That started it all. Like,
Yeah.
for real. That's funny thinking about the movie we watched today. I feel like
I
the
know, I
movie
was
we
gonna
watched
say- I
today
was gonna say, like,
invented
that-
TikTok. I'm not trying to segue. I'm not trying to get there yet.
I was gonna say it, but I didn't want to segue
Yeah.
either.
I don't want to segue there
I feel
at
like
all.
that was the godfather of a lot of this.
That invented TikTok damn
Yeah.
near and like Vine, like
But in a way too, I'm sure there was like predecessors to that even of just
Yeah.
like, but like way more homebrewed, like VHS tapes. But like it became like something that you do to share,
dude, there's so much we've missed out on.
Yeah, I was gonna say
The goddamn Titanic submarine.
Yeah, the Titan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boom, boom.
Crazy.
That was wild. It was mostly just wild to like see the internet react to it so abruptly.
And then you hear about the fucking kid that like didn't want to go on it, that
I
like
know.
only went on it because it was Father's Day weekend.
Yeah, and then like the stepson who went to the Blink-182 concert.
Instead,
Well, while they were missing.
oh yeah, that one dude that tweeted about the OnlyFans girl.
Yeah.
He said yes, please.
Yeah.
When she said, "Whose face can I see?"
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god. Yeah.
And like we haven't had a TV club in forever. But
I
also
haven't been
feel like,
watching
Yeah, I was
TV.
gonna say.
There's-
I'll just list them all off right now that I've watched. I think since the last one, Silo. I've seen all of Silo now. That's Apple TV Plus. Most of Platonic. These are both great. The Bear season 2.
I
Even-
want to watch The Bear. The Bear is the thing I'm gonna watch.
I think The Bear season 2 is the best TV show of the year so far.
Okay.
Succession's up there too, obviously, and I'm sure there's some other ones that I'm forgetting. Last of Us obviously is up there too, but like, The Bear just captures like what you look for in terms of like heart, drama, and like payoff, as well as Chicago, baby. The Bear was awesome. Watched a little bit of The Witcher just now. I'm sure there's other things I'm forgetting too. Bunch of anime. Still on One Piece.
You know what I've been watching again?
Parks and Rec.
No.
What?
I on the night I celebrated my birthday with Peyton, I was like, I want to watch the pilot of this show, and if you don't like it, we never have to watch it. Peacemaker.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and she likes it.
Nice. I was
Yeah.
wondering where it was going.
Yeah, so I've been rewatching Peacemaker,
Dude.
and I'm like, man, that's really good.
Maybe one of the most underrated superhero shows.
Yeah, so good.
I also started Secret Invasion.
You started it?
Yeah.
I don't have Disney, dude. I canceled everything. I canceled my Hulu,
Really?
which had the Disney Plus, and I just realized that I'm like, I can't even watch Secret Invasion right now. Like, I mean, I might get it again, but
I have my brother's friends log in on our like a different TV that I can watch it, but that's the only time
Yeah.
I can watch it. And I just decided to put it on because I thought it would be a 30-minute episode. It's like an hour long. It was okay. I'm interested to see where it goes.
there's only been one episode now, two, I guess today.
I think two or three now. It might be. I'm not sure. It's hard to keep up with all the stuff coming out. But also, it doesn't feel like a lot's coming out. So whenever something new comes out, I just, boom, go for it. Like, I've watched The Bear season 2 twice now.
Really?
Yeah. But also, I was just in love with it.
Yeah.
I liked it too much.
Yeah, I just been watching YouTube.
Hey, fair enough. Sometimes I just been watching TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
look
spent a
at
whole
you.
night watching crazy clips, which is bad. It's bad for your mental right
I
there.
just love it. Crazy clips.
Yeah, it's real bad. What else been going on? We saw The Flash.
We saw The Flash. That was
Saw
pretty
The Flash.
good. It wasn't anything like earth-shattering amazing, but it was solid.
Yeah.
I feel like it got wrapped up in a lot of controversy for obvious reasons.
Yeah. No, The Flash. I thought The Flash was good. I think The Flash was good. The Flash is It's crazy how it hasn't broke even yet.
Yeah.
Same with The Little Mermaid.
I mean, it looks like that way with Indiana Jones too.
Really?
Yeah.
That's why Harrison Ford was on it, talking about go to the theater to see it.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's kind of weird. Like, there's this trend of movies that, like, movies just aren't doing as well.
Yeah.
But then also sometimes movies do incredibly. Like,
Yeah.
Across the Spider-Verse did amazing. Mario did amazing.
Yeah.
I'm sure Barbie is going to do incredible.
Barbie's gonna do amazing.
Barbie's going to do numbers.
Yeah.
Oppenheimer will probably do all right, but it won't do what Barbie's going to do.
No. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, what does that say, like, now? Because it's, like, it is interesting that, like, people, like, it is, like, now only certain blockbusters. You
Yeah.
know, like, to where, like, does this bring back the cheaper movie? Or does this even limit how many blockbusters get made?
right. Because, like, I think the movies that end up doing the best are, like, the sleeper hits. But, like, the movies that
But
are
even
most
those aren't
reliably...
doing...
Yeah, but I mean, like, like, you think of, like, Everything Everywhere, like, how well that did.
Yeah.
But that didn't even do, like, the same numbers as,
That's
like,
what-
Mario.
That's
But
what I'm saying. Like what did Everything Everywhere? Like, how does that compare to, like, a Barbarian? Because a Barbarian was, like, another sleeper hit, too.
Barbarian's a good example of something. I think people crave for originality, but also don't want to take that risk to see something original. Because honestly, like, unless you really love movies, like, they're kind of inconvenient to go see in terms of entertainment. Like, compared to, like, putting on a TV show or playing a video game or streaming music, like, going to see a movie in a movie theater is definitely one of the most time-consuming things. It's also one of the things I love the most. I went and saw that A24 movie Solo, Past Lives.
I haven't heard of that.
That's my top movie of the year right now.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it's sad. It's kind of heartbreaking, but it's beautiful, too.
Yeah, Everything Everywhere did 141 million box office.
That's
crazy.
amazing.
Barbarian did like 45.
That's still really good, too, though. I mean, if you're thinking, like, these movies essentially doubled, tripled, or quadrupled their budget, that's amazing. Dude, Indiana Jones...
I mean, I don't know what this budget was. I mean, I
couldn't have been more than 12.
more than 12 million.
Yeah.
Really?
I don't think so. If you click on the...
It says budget 14 to 25 right here. Okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
that makes
that's
sense.
a loose number, but
Yeah, I mean, Wes Anderson only gets 25 mil.
really?
Mm-hmm.
And James Gunn just got 500 for Guardians.
That's crazy. I mean, Guardians did great, too, this year.
Yeah.
But somebody was comparing Indiana Jones's numbers to the Crystal Skull numbers.
Well,
and
he
it's
only got
way
250.
down. It's way down from the Crystal Skull. And the Crystal Skull wasn't even good. Like, I've heard this is better than Crystal Skull.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's a great movie. Like,
It's just like... It's
out already, right? Yeah, June
Yeah.
30th.
Yeah, I've heard it's pretty good. But it's just... I think maybe part of it is just, like, it's... If you're not, like, in love with going to the movies, like, they've gotten really expensive. And kind of... They've gotten more expensive as well as other media has gotten more convenient.
I've been thinking, I'm like, why don't the movies, and then I even thought about this and I'm like, dude, the food, right? If you want to get like food at a movie theater, it doesn't seem that expensive anymore. Because food is just naturally
Expensive everywhere?
Yeah. You're used to spending about $15 on, chicken fingers and fries somewhere. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Like, and that's just chicken fingers and fries, or like whatever. Like, you're used to spending $15 to $20 on a meal. So if they made just the popcorn and the soda, like, normal price, where you're spending like $3-4 on that, I feel like that would make a difference. I feel like that, like, if it was like this nationwide thing of just like, oh yeah, like, like, You know,
Yeah.
they could do, like, AMC could do a whole campaign of, like, forget that old, you know what I mean? Like, you're tired of going, you know, they could do, like, a funny commercial. Like, you're tired of going to the movie theater and spending this on this. You know what I mean? Like, come to AMC.
Or even, like, have it be, like, part of their membership reward program.
Yeah.
Where, like, popcorn's $2 now for you.
Yeah, if they want to push the whole unlimited thing.
Yeah, they did. I think their thing is, like, they just want you to get those giant buckets. But, like, they just made it reasonable price to get, like, a sleeve of popcorn. Like, people be down. Because that's what sucks, is that, like, it is the same price to get chicken tenders and fries as it is to get a large bucket of popcorn.
Yeah, and soda, which you know it's just like, all right, like I'm spending $6 on a drink, and it's like, yeah, this costs $2.
Yeah, and, like, you know when you're at the movie you want something to munch on or something to sip on.
Yeah.
But then it's like, you know, when you're in our shoes and you're going to see, like, 4 movies a month, you know, it starts to add up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why the unlimited thing's perfect. Oh. What else been going on?
Trying to think. Got a Drake album coming up.
Yeah, for all the dogs.
Made it just for Banana Boy.
Yeah.
And he had that book of poetry.
That boy slump.
But yeah, I'm starting to feel at the age where I'm like, man, am I, like, missing the breaking artists, you know? Or is, like, artists just breaking differently these days?
Yeah, I mean, no. Yeah, I mean, yes and no, but...
Like, who's popping right now? Like, who's popped off this year?
I mean, Ice Spice.
That's true.
Pink Panthers.
That's true. I do know Ice Spice and Pink Panthers, and I was early on them.
Yeah.
So that feels good.
Shit, you know, a bunch of other people. I don't know, Sexy Red, you know her?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Dude, I've been riding with Sexy Red since the...
Dude, I didn't know that was her. I just found out that was her like a day ago, and I'm like, holy shit, that is her.
Yeah, man. That's a classic.
That video was so great back in the day. I can't believe that. It's like, it's so crazy how things work. Did you see the period girl got announced as the headliner, and now she's already like kicked off of it?
Yeah. I can't believe
What
that.
would she have done?
I don't even know.
Period wasn't even a song.
I know.
What was that?
Dude, I don't even know.
Who tried to do that, dude? St. Louis is crazy. It's interesting seeing, like, you know, like, I don't know. I feel like Smino, like, as big as he got, like, it didn't bring any, like, you know, like...
Local attention?
I won't say that, because it does and it doesn't, but it, you know, like... But it just seems like now, you know, even just in this, I don't know, even in these couple funny things, you know what I mean? I don't know. Like, it seems like now St. Louis is just getting talked about more. And then there was, like, what? There was that Forbes article about, St. Louis, like, the new
best art
is
district.
in ... STL? Like,
Yeah.
Like, that was funny.
I was like, that's cool, but also that's news to me.
Yeah, and I'm like, wait, what is it? You know, what is it about STL? Like, you know, I remember people saying that about our food a while ago, and I'm just like, yeah, we do have, like, a lot of interesting restaurants, but, like, are we that different from anybody else? Like,
yeah. And then, like, we have a lot of great musicians and artists, too.
Yeah.
And, like, a lot of them get overlooked. But, like, that's part of me where I was like, all right, you're going to talk about the art district.
Yeah, but I was like, what's...
some artists.
Yeah, I was like, what's different? You know, there's some cool things, but it's not like... You know, and it's like nothing's like, I don't know. It's just interesting how that happens.
You gonna get on Threads?
I don't know. Probably not.
I'm on Threads, you know. I'm already popping off.
Already popping off? How is it?
It's kind of terrible. It's like mostly other people that I don't follow. But maybe it is. Who knows, man? Who knows?
Rob's going for it right away. He's like, you telling me I should practice rice?
That's gonna be my first retweet. Repost. It's just so funny. You're not really on Twitter anymore, are you?
No, I'd be on Twitter.
Were you on it the day that the rate limit thing happened?
Yep, I was.
That was kind of funny.
Yeah, that was interesting. I was like, what the fuck's going on here?
I was like, I guess I'm not using Twitter today.
Yeah. Yeah, that happened to everybody. That's crazy. Yeah, it really felt like Twitter was coming to an end at that point.
Yeah, I was like, oh, shit.
And then I started remembering, like, all the times people were talking about, like, Twitter's going to end in, like, 2 weeks once the servers crash.
It was
Because
like-
Elon fired everybody. And I'm like, wait, whatever happened to that?
It's starting to, maybe.
Yeah.
I will listen to this great podcast about, like, the guy who, essentially, he was with Twitter up until a certain point.
Jack?
With Elon. No, with Elon. But he was the guy who put the first label warning that, like, might be misinformation on a Donald Trump tweet. And he was, like, also there when they, like, banned Donald Trump. And he, like, lasted for Elon all the way up until, like, a point that Elon was like, nah, I'm just going to ignore your, like, safety requirements. Wild times, man. It's so crazy to have seen the internet shift and change in so many ways.
Yeah, I know. And now it's, like, it's funny how there is, like, no dominant social media.
No.
You know, like, everything is, like, its own little thing.
Yeah.
You know, to where it's, like...
I mean, it's even crazy. Some people be popping on TikTok and have, like, 400 Instagram followers.
Yeah.
And some people are popping on Instagram and have no TikTok reach.
Yeah.
It's just a ever-evolving game. It's
Yeah.
kind of funny hearing, like, I was listening to these, I'll say, like, almost 60-year-old couple talking about social media and, like, its influence on children and how, like, dangerous it is. And I can only, like, help but to, like, think that, you know, like, when they were teenagers, their parents were like, these cars, man, they're just letting these kids be able to meet up wherever they want to, not under our system of supervision and doing some crazy stuff. Like, cars are ruining the kids. I don't know. It's like, you know, like there's probably always something that the generation above the next generation thinks is what's ruining them. But maybe it is fucking us up, you know?
True. Yeah. I will maybe try to say that maybe the internet's different. You know what I mean? Like maybe the internet brings a new technology, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? That is like its own thing that we've never dealt with before.
That is true. 100%.
But, you know, cars were technology. You know what I mean? Like, guns were technology. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, like, there's always been something. You know what I mean?
Telephone.
Yeah.
Not cell phones, like the telephone.
Yeah. Yeah, there's always been something. So whether it was fire in the caveman era, like, oh, these new kids nowadays are just starting fires anywhere, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
But, like, you know, like there's some good things from the internet. Like, I probably wouldn't know you without the internet,
yeah.
you know? Or, like, there's a lot of cooking stuff I would definitely not know.
Yeah.
But also there's, like, weird propaganda and, like,
Yeah, and
self-confidence issues that form from, like, being exposed to, like, people that are just different. You know what I mean?
Well, and it's like, yeah, and there's just like, there's almost like mental, like, dude, like, even like me making these goddamn video game videos, like, there's almost like, honestly, there's almost mental illness in like recording yourself for hours.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude, no, I mean, I'll be getting off stream sometimes, like, the few times I've streamed video games, and there will be, like, I'll be making toast, right? And I'll feel like I need to, like, out loud describe myself making toast. Because, like, I've been spending the last 3 hours, like, describing myself playing video games.
yeah.
Like, it definitely is weird.
Yeah. There's just something about like, yeah, like holding the phone up to yourself and recording yourself and talking to it that is just like, it just will never make that much sense to me, but it's also like a requirement nowadays. Like,
Yeah. It's also really easy to, like, see somebody talking into their phone and then, like, watching a TikTok of somebody talking and be like, whoa, what they're saying is facts. Or be like, oh, this, like, feeling like that person is your friend even though you've never met them.
Yeah.
Like, parasocial relationships are weird.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they've always existed in some ways, especially, like, with, like, I'm sure people felt that way about Elvis or, like, the Beatles.
Yeah,
but,
well,
like,
no,
now it's, like...
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. That was always the biggest complaint. It's like you can't like worship these people. You know what I mean? That was the biggest thing with celebrities. You know, is that, and now it's like everybody's a celebrity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm saying about like every celebrity's a politician now. I'm like that kind of sucks for you know what I mean for people in a sense too of like everybody's a politician now like online. You know
Yeah,
like
everything...
you have to say the perfect thing all the time every day and
Yeah.
that's just it. No.
Yep. If you, like, drink Bud Light, you know, you're suddenly going to get attacked by conservatives. If you,
Yeah.
you know, wear Yeezys somewhere, you're going to get attacked by, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and maybe rightfully so with the Yeezys, but that's a whole different story.
Wait, I just ordered fake Easy Slides on Temu.
That's fine. That's a perfect thing to do.
They were like $4.
Hey, hell yeah.
Have you been on Temu yet?
No, it's
This is-
Temu.
Oh my god, Temu is like Shein for like dudes. And it's like, bro, I literally bought y'all are going to see it on the podcast eventually, but I bought a fucking rug for like $14.
Whoa.
Dude, look it up. Look up cherry bomb rug. I didn't buy this rug. I bought like the smiley face rug. But just look up rugs real quick.
I got 44% off coupon.
Yeah, no, trust me. You'll get. Dude, don't even sign up unless you want to get fucking hit up 4 times a day. But look up rug right now.
It says I love sluts. That's the first shirt. Rugs, you
Yeah,
said?
just look up rug.
Okay, I don't need this coupon still. $100 off would be crazy. Are you serious? How do I... $100 coupon?
It's not what it says it is.
This is endangering. Wow, these are cool.
For cheap.
Holy smokes.
For the cheap.
Yeah, this is one of those sites that you got to use ASAP because you know it's not going to last. But holy shit, that's a
But
pretty
look at
good
that.
one.
It's like you can get like that big ass rug for $17. Like, and they have like
Naruto.
they got like they start doing like they got cherry bomb rugs. Look at
look
the
how
ghost
fluffy
face.
that. Oh, look at the off-white
Yep, $5.
for the keep off. Might have to get somebody that. Holy shit, that's a huge one for $7.
Yeah,
And like $7, that's worth the risk. That one's kind of sick.
that's what I'm saying. That's the thing with this website is everything's worth the risk. You're like,
Damn, I didn't even know I wanted a rug, and now I kind of want a rug.
dude. I wish I could show you the rug I got. I'm waiting to see you like roll past it, but yeah,
That
Temu
one's
is
sick.
crazy. Cause yeah, you can get like some fake Yeezys on here like for like $4.
Whoa.
That's the rug I got.
This one?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sick. That reminds me of when we did, or like Don't Care.
Yeah.
Everyone's in the
I
Don't Care
love
logo.
smiley face shit. So I got that. And I'm gonna put it somewhere around this couch.
Dude, that's so sick. That's so sick. Dude, I'm gonna spend an hour on this website later.
Yeah.
Temu.
No, I just bought like some shorts and like some slides and like that, and it cost me like $24 or some shit. Like,
Damn. That's a good deal.
and it was like, like the first order is like free shipping and stuff too, and
Comes in and it's like for a Barbie house.
yeah. Well, I looked at you look at the reviews. You can see people like they'll review it and they'll send photos of it, and they'll be like, oh, this actually isn't of size or whatever.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that's the biggest thing you'll find, if anything, is like just double checking the sizes, because some of those prices are like the small rug price, and then like the big rug price is like double that, so it's like $15 for like a big rug instead of $7.
Got the Barbie house vibes going.
Yeah.
But hell yeah. Shall we hop into the movie?
I guess so. I guess it's time. I wonder how you're gonna rate this movie today.
What do you mean by that?
Give me a fucking break, buddy. Oh, shit. Here we go again.
Oh, Steven, I can't believe, like, all right, I think this perfectly explains the differences between me and you.
What do you mean by that?
I think
I did know what you mean by that.
I think
like the
'cause-
fact that I have not seen a single one of these movies.
yeah, because this defines my life.
That's
Like
wild.
this show and movie series like defines how I grew up. It defines everything about me. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm sure most people who were like fans of it would say that too. That's like the funny thing about it. Like, if you watch this, if you grew up on all this shit, like,
I feel like in a way like it influenced me, but like indirectly.
no,
Do you know what I mean?
and that's the beauty of this too, is that it did that to it influenced everything indirectly. But like
Maybe my only experience of this was like through Tony Hawk Underground. It wasn't like Bam in that game. Like things like that.
yeah,
And like seeing the little shows on MTV. But
Yeah.
like finally getting to like really dive in and see. Because like everyone knows what this series is and like entails. But like I had never seen it all the way through. Like,
Yeah.
sat down, and there were some skits that really got me.
Yeah, and we watched the first Jackass movie today. Stevie's never seen any. Are you gonna watch any more? Do you have Paramount?
I do. I'm definitely gonna watch at least 4.
You should watch.
And
4.
I really want to watch the documentary on 4.
Yeah.
Because that's honestly that's like the one thing I was like hoping for a little bit was like I would love to hear like commentary on the skits and be like hear more of the background on it
Yeah.
and like what happened and like what was their thoughts going into it and like what went wrong at times and like how they reacted.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, Jackass. Yeah, Netflix. It's weird that Netflix got it, but like Netflix had like the exclusive. Like I don't even think they put it out yet, like on DVD or anything. It just was like a straight to Netflix release. So they're 4.5 because
Wild.
they always do the 0.5s and they would always be like extra DVDs. But yeah, it'll be cool. I think you should watch 2 as well.
Yeah.
I think 2 is important. They're all like pretty short and just easy to watch. You know,
Yeah.
It's damn near just like a TikTok compilation. Like
No, it really is. It feels like early TikTok and like early YouTube.
yeah,
Like predating all of it. And if you guys don't know, Jackass is essentially a compilation video of them doing a bunch of stunts and stupid shit,
yeah,
and getting
anything
into-
they can think of. Skits.
getting into trouble and doing wild ass stuff.
It starts off with Johnny Knoxville renting a car, and then he goes and takes it to a mechanic shop, and you just see like a montage of like punk rock music and them like welding shit on the inside, and then like he takes it to a roller derby, and then brings it back, and is like, "Are you guys gonna help pay for this?"
Oh.
Yeah,
And they were rolling down in that grocery cart with all of them.
yeah.
That was funny as hell.
I can't wait for you to see like the opening of like other movies too. Like it's
Yeah.
always like the 4th opening is crazy too. Like
It's got me. I feel like the same way when I first started watching the Scream movies. You know, I'm excited to dive in and learn more of the tropes.
yeah.
I'm trying to think of my favorite. There was just some skits that I just died laughing. Like maybe when they were golfing, that was funny. Like messing with the golfers,
Yeah. The air horn.
the air horn. And like I said, I've seen Bam on MTV and stuff like that. So like him messing with his parents, I've seen a bunch of that already. But,
Yeah,
like,
you
those were
remember
funny.
Viva La Bam?
Yeah.
Yeah, Viva La Bam was like a little bit like richer version of this, of him just being like, I want to build a skate park in my backyard today. Like, let's do it.
Yep.
Snap, and then it's like,
Done.
yeah, like a construction crew pulls up.
Yeah. I felt bad for Banana because when the fireworks were going up, Banana did not like it.
Yeah, Banana was freaking out.
It was funny seeing them in Tokyo.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, Party Boy. Or them just like skating around as like pandas and shit,
Yeah.
you know, like.
I was this is so random, but it's weird to comprehend maybe how short the world has been interacting in this way, like all connectively. You know what I mean? Like 100 years ago, I don't think that Americans were hopping over to Tokyo and like pulling pranks on people. And at the same time, some of the people were like, haha, this is funny. Because like sometimes when they're in the panda clips, like you could tell like the younger people were like, oh, this is so silly. Like this is funny.
Yeah, that's interesting to think about, just how before like certain technology, like cultures, it just was harder for cultures to mesh. You know what I mean? Or,
And we straight up just didn't have the travel technology.
yeah, exactly. Like it was damn near impossible if you were someone that came from a different country to Japan at that point. You know?
Yeah, and so then you got all these elderly people who maybe haven't seen like tourists running around their country the whole time, and then you have, the Jackass crew running around doing shit. Their reactions are priceless, but I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
Oh. But it was wild. I'm trying to think of my favorite moments. The golf cart moment, that was crazy when the guy got hurt.
Yeah. Yeah, they flipped over. They were just crashing through the mini golf course, and then all the like big figurines came out or whatever. But,
Yeah, they were trying to jump him.
and they just flipped, crashed that whole golf court.
Ooh.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine because it's like they really weren't making that much money then. I can't imagine MTV like going and having to pay for all this shit. Like some of this shit is guerrilla. Like it has to be. Like they can't,
Yeah, they're like paying for like the footage post, not like paying for them to go do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but they're like smashing up rental cars and like I don't know.
Taking big budget moments. Going to the doctor, man. That dude had an X-ray. You know how expensive X-rays are?
Yeah,
Actually,
and the
I have no
doctor was
idea.
like, "Don't rip that out. Or don't poop that out. Like you can't." Like
Yeah.
and he just he got it out, but
Don't tell anyone else about this.
he said he already knows. Points at the camera guy, and he's like, "That's too many."
Oh man. And it's just kind of crazy to like know how much it influenced like Loiter Squad.
Yeah. Well, Jeff Tremaine directed Loiter Squad, so it's done
That's
by the
awesome.
same people.
Yeah. Crazy that Spike Jonze is involved in this.
Yeah. Yeah, which is how Jasper got into Jackass 4.
Amazing.
Same way Eric Andre, they did
Yeah.
Eric Andre's last prank movie together. Jeff Tremaine did that.
That's wild. Eric Andre definitely feels very influenced by this too.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't wait for you to see him in Jackass 4.
Yeah, I'm kind of pumped about that.
There's also just the new people they add to Jackass 4 is great to where like I easily could see them like
Doing another one.
yeah, like after 4 it's like oh wow, they could really continue it and just slowly add people cuz they had a lot of dope people in the background that were like skaters from the King of the Road show I like.
Yeah.
To where it's like they're part of some of the pranks too here and there to where it's like oh, these guys could be Jackass members right here too. Like they have a plethora of people like that grew up on this shit that are willing to like do this shit and then with Johnny, with like the main guy still being around, kind of hosting it, introducing stuff.
Yeah.
It's like I'm like this could work for another 20 years, you know, like
they seem to be maybe they're getting smarter about what stunts they do. And like
well, you haven't
risk
seen
to take.
4 yet.
Oh man, where do you rank them? That's what I've been meaning to ask you.
Where do I rank them?
Yeah, how do you rank them?
Like out of the 4 in order.
Mm-hmm.
3 is instantly the last one.
The worst?
Yeah.
Wow, vibes just aren't there.
But they're not. They're all just the same. Like they're not like, you know what I mean? They're not that much
Different.
Yeah, but 3 is instantly the worst, just because 3 is like it's like the 3D one.
Oh, okay.
It was Jackass 3D, so
That's
it's a
kinda
little
funny.
bit more like it was like 2010.
Yeah.
you know, like,
Gimmicky.
Yeah, it was a little bit more gimmicky. But it's still good because rewatching it, I'm like, oh, this is still Jackass. You know, if you just forget about like the 3D aspects of it, it's still a great Jackass movie. I don't know. It's hard to decide between 1 or 2. I'd say 1 is probably the third. You know, my third.
Interesting.
And I don't know, dude. 4 might be the best, just because it's got like heart to it. It kind of does like encapsulate, and then plus them having the new people adds like a little bit of an element to it, and like
sparks some new energy.
Yeah,
some passing of the torch vibes.
Yeah, but 2 is like classic too. 2 is nostalgic. 2 might be like the craziest one.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna put on 2 at some point.
But 4 is like the best production and like, you know, just the way they tied it all together.
I've seen some clips from 4. Like I've seen like maybe a bee one. No, a honey with a bear.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, they started out, dude, because 4 is half psychological more than it is just them doing stunts. So they start out and they lock that dude up, and he's got a shock thing tied to him.
Oh my
gosh. And
gosh.
he's doing an interrogation, and Johnny Knoxville's like wearing a suit, and he's like, "Are you allergic to bees?" And he's like, "Yes." And he like shocks him anyway. He's like hooked up to a lie detector test, and it starts shaking. He's like, "Oh, I think you're telling a boo boo," and then he shocks him. And then he just starts dumping honey on him and then stuffing salmon in his pants. And then he's like, "All right, see ya." And then he leaves the room, and then a garage door opens with a bear just walking out and starting to eat the salmon. Like, yeah, it's crazy.
That's wild.
It's crazy. So that dude knew he was going in there to get shocked, but he had no idea a fucking bear was coming. And
yeah.
And then it's like for like 5 minutes there, or like for like a couple minutes there, you're just like, wait, if the bear does attack, like, there's nothing they can do.
Yeah, is
like,
it gonna
there's
be
absolutely
okay?
nothing they can do at this point.
That's wild. I will say, like in this one, there was times where it was like, my least favorite were some of the like that. That doesn't sound like a bad animal skit, but some of the animal skits in this one, I was like, oh, these haven't aged that great. You know what I'm saying? They're kind of like taking advantage of the animals a little bit, like having
Yeah.
him bite on his nipple,
Yeah.
or like jacking off with the sea urchins.
That's probably the worst one on it.
I shouldn't laugh. It was just funny hearing the tour guide be like, I am sorry that I told him that.
Yeah, he's like, I made the mistake of telling them that the sea urchins give off a white string if you agitate them.
But there would just be like every once in a while, just like a 1 moment clip, and it would just send me.
Yeah, like the
LOL.
trampoline into the fan in the
yeah,
wall.
Yeah, like what is that? Oh, or like the mousetrap one,
Yeah.
where he's just like getting mousetrapped up.
Dude, they got 1 and 4. Oh my god. They got like it's another psychological one, and it's like them putting them in a room, and they know that like they show them the snake, and they say like this is like a deadly viper, blah blah blah, and then they end up like sneaking the snake out of the room, but they keep like the bucket they think it's in, and then they like just they slam the door shut, and then they like lock the door and they shut off the lights to where it's pitch black, and then they knock over the bucket and start playing hissing sounds. So then they start freaking out, but then there's already people in there, like Johnny Knoxville's in there with like a cattle prod, like shocking them, and then there's people like fucking with them, people like throwing like fake snakes at them, and they're just tripping over everything in the room, dying. And then there's one door that is open, but it's like a setup.
Yeah,
So it's like mouse traps, like marbles on the floor, like frying pans hanging.
that's wild. It's such a weird concept because it's just like like most attempts to make art are like risky and like may not have any kind of financial reward. But like this one, not only is there that risk for them, it's like they're risking their little physical safety and well-being. But it looks like they're having the time of their life,
Yeah.
Like I don't see the people laugh that hard very often, and they all look like they're laughing like incredibly hard.
It is weird, but the way they talk about it is like it's like a tour for them. You know what I mean? Like touring is hard on musicians. You know what I mean? But so it's like they would spend weeks just touring, filming for the show, a show, and then they'd be on break, and they're not doing that necessarily all the time.
Yeah.
But they are more accustomed to it.
I mean, it seems like they probably spent like a week in Tokyo, and that was half the movie.
Yeah.
Oh man, the scene where they do that boxing fight inside of the store.
Dude, they talk about that in 1.5, right? I don't know if you noticed, but when he gets knocked out, he's like on the ground and you hear snoring. That is his tongue stuck in his throat. That's not snoring at all. Like he seriously gets, and they don't show the actual like repercussions of it. They hide it. That golf cart, I'm pretty sure Knoxville had a broken collarbone.
Oh, I believe it. He looked like he got crushed.
Yeah.
It was just funny when he woke up from the fight. He's like, "Is
Butterbean okay?"
Is Butterbean okay? He's like, "Bro, he just knocked you out, man. He's good."
There should be. If there's not on YouTube, I'm gonna make it. But there should be a mashup of all the Johnny Knoxville one-liners of him. Like it'll be like a bull just made him flip twice into his face, and then he'll just say like the funniest thing like afterwards.
Bro, it's funny because
like,
I feel like
look cool.
I feel like TikTok would probably ban a lot of their clips, just from being too wild.
Yeah, it's also funny thinking about like it's like they be like half naked like all the time or like fully naked, but also it's like so old that the cameras don't even pick up anything.
No, yeah,
like somehow you never saw a dick in this, but there's like
a bunch of moments where you should have seen a dick.
Yeah, exactly. Like
a lot of butts though. A lot of butts.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
This is your butt warning right now. If you've never seen it,
yeah,
you will see butts.
Yeah.
When
boy
dude got knocked out by that woman fighter who was just absolutely strong as hell.
Yeah, she was tearing him apart.
That shit scares me. I get nervous to go into a boxing rink, or I would get nervous to go into a boxing rink.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be crazy. I couldn't imagine.
Oh man, the cone one sent me too.
Yeah, him running around the cone, and then he just blocks up the whole escalator.
And they're so nice. They're so nice. They're just like, we'll just walk around it. We don't know what's going on.
Yeah. No, there was a Party Boy one too, like just a little quick segment of Party Boy, and he hops into a phone booth with this dude. And this dude is on the phone, and he's in a phone booth just like, behind him, and the dude's like, and he's still trying to have the conversation. Then he like hangs up and is like, he's like very politely trying to get out of the phone booth.
Meanwhile, in America, just from the sound of a blowhorn at a golf course, you have them
a golf club flying,
throwing a golf club and then hitting golf balls at them.
Yeah.
I told you if you did that again, I was gonna come over here and kick your ass. Low key, I was like, I think that Steve-O and Johnny Knoxville would have those two. Like they're just a little bit more unhinged than that guy expects.
Yeah, especially back then.
Yeah.
Steve-O might have literally been on like meth or something in that moment.
Yeah,
you
might have
know?
just done like a fuck ton of whippets and
Yeah. Nah, he didn't do whippets, but he would have been.
Steve-O
Well, he would have been. He wouldn't have been.
crazed
been
up.
in fighting.
That's
condition.
fair. That's fair. Depends on how many whippets you've done. Could be out of body. But yeah, that was the other thing I was wondering. It's like you don't see any substances the whole time on it, but you kind of, well, besides beer. But I'm like, man, I bet they're just like turn it sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, I do think that they were. I don't know, like how many of them were like doing like
A bunch of drugs.
hardcore stuff. I mean, there's a bunch of them, like especially in the Viva. Like, there's a few people from Bam's group that were like that have gotten clean, that like became heroin addicts.
Yeah.
For them.
And I bet more or less they probably weren't doing hard drugs during the shoots, but maybe drinking.
Yeah, and then there's the in betweens because they really like, dude, they didn't make money off the show at all, and not everybody made money off these movies. It's actually kind of like.
A little fucked up.
Yeah, there's some weird beef in between, in it, and Steve-O almost didn't do 4 because he wasn't happy with his contract and like,
Oh, I'm sure.
and
Because, I mean, like, they should be getting paid as much as an actor
Johnny.
would. Yeah.
that's been their biggest thing is Johnny's always been like this, like, he's been the star of it. And
Yeah.
like,
And he was definitely like in the most skits in this one.
yeah.
And his skits were often the better ones. But, like,
Yeah.
Steve-O was in a bunch. Ryan Dunn was in a bunch.
That was the other thing.
Bam was in a
Steve-O
bunch.
was so young and so dumb that he risked it all without even caring about contracts or anything. He just was so happy to be there. And so,
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure at some point you're just like, fuck yeah, we're going to Tokyo, and it's, like, paid for. And, like, fuck yeah, I get to hang out with my
Yeah.
friends, and it's paid for.
yeah, all I got to do is front flip into mouse traps.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Sign me up. I just get to pull pranks with my friends and we film it.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I'm sure at some point it didn't even feel like a big thing.
Yeah,
They're just, like, with cameras walking around with their friends.
And then like everybody had to kind of sneak off on their own and like secure a deal. That's why the sideshows happen. That's why Wild Boys happen. That's why like
Yeah.
was so people could like secure like their own money after it because they had these characters that were like huge, but like they weren't.
Yeah. And
That
it's
rich
kind of
off of
like,
it.
any kind of sport. You really kind of only have a window.
Yeah.
Like, you can't do that
Yeah.
for years on end constantly. Like, you got to take breaks.
Yeah, that's why Steve-O eventually went into stand up and that's why I think he's like the most business minded.
Yeah, he's got
like,
a big podcast now.
Yeah, he does hot sauce. Like he does everything he can. He sells skateboards, condoms, fucking everything he can do to make money. He'll do it.
But I'm glad I saw it. It felt like I was witnessing a cultural moment that like made a lot of things make sense.
Yeah. No, I'm telling you, especially once you see more of it, like once you see 2 and like, even if you watch some of the show, just some of the way they like do it, like they did brand the show versus how they did this, like. Yeah, it's like Brockhampton alone, will make so much more sense to you. But like, so much shit this influence, like it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, like it honestly like shaped MTV for like the next few decades.
Yeah,
And VH1.
I'm sure, and maybe I'm talking about my ass, but I'm sure Kyle would say that like I Crash Cars like couldn't exist without him have seen a Jackass before, like being a fan of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like stuff. Like I love seeing like that's why I love I Crash Cars too.
Dude.
Is just far as like being something that's like I don't know, just
raw,
these quick, just
raw,
these
free,
quick,
and like just like little ideas
Yeah.
you have, and like let's see how it goes.
Yeah, exactly. Because Jackass really did mix like little productions. Like, like while Bam might have been doing like cool skating and like some really dope shit, like his videos that he was making like alone before this weren't like when Jackass fully got together, like just them buying like certain outfits for certain things, doing certain color schemes for certain things. Like they really, as they got more money, they got better about it. Where they would
I mean, like
wear,
even like that mousetrap scene, like he's in a full production mouse suit. There's probably 2,000 mousetraps carefully set up.
I think there was a skit you might have missed, but they got a moving truck and they put a disco ball in the middle of it, made a disco party, and they had everybody on rollerblades in the back of the truck, and they had them like doing like a scene where they're like doing like a disco party and like a little loop around it, and then Preston just runs into the car and gets it, and then starts doing donuts in the fucking parking lot.
Oh my
with them
gosh.
all on roller skates, and they're all like flying around trying to stand up, falling, and like I'm like, just that alone is so funny, like the way they're all like dressed out the 80s and
Yeah,
like
I just imagine like an alien coming down to Earth, and like the first movie they watch is Jackass. These humans, they're far more dangerous and scary than we ever thought. We must leave.
You think they'd be scared of us, or think they would just be like, "Oh, they're some fucking idiots"? They're fine.
It'd either be one of the two. They might be like, "Damn," like they're willing to risk it all. Oh man, there were some
Yeah.
good ones. I liked when they were running around as pandas. That was kind of funny.
Yeah.
I feel like it really captures that moment, like in like that time frame,
Yeah.
and like what the culture felt like right then, especially skating culture and like MTV.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that was really everything. It's crazy how, like, things change, but, like, yeah, like, skating, like, rock, punk, pop punk, like, it, like, that was it, it's like that stuff became the mainstream, like, right when this happened.
It feels like now there's, like, so much things to entertain and, like, subdue and, like, I don't know, keep you occupied that, like, people just don't think as much to do that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, people aren't running around outside as much anymore. But, like, when I was a kid, I remember running outside and just doing stupid shit a ton.
Nah, I think people are still doing...
Yeah, I think it might be like we see more of the clips of people doing stupid stuff, but I feel like the average kid isn't doing as, like, much, like, running outside as maybe we did when we were younger.
No, true, but people are finding other ways to do stupid shit.
That is true. That is true. You got to do it for the talk, baby.
Yeah.
You got to
Yeah.
get your clout.
People finding other ways to do it, for sure.
No, definitely. I feel like people have gotten better at it, too. Like, people are better at doing, like, crazy stunts and pulling them off. What, like, is great about Jackass is it's, like, they don't really pull it off. Like, the goal for them is not to, like, successfully jump a golf cart over something. Their, like, goal is to, like, see what'll eventually go wrong when they do it.
Yeah.
And that's hilarious to see. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not setting themselves up for victory and, like, to, like, accomplish the stunt. They're, like, the gold is when it all goes wrong.
Well, and half the time it would just be, like, just combining, like, two of the dumbest things together, too, or something. Like, I was rewatching the show this morning, and, like, they just literally, like, got a ladder and attached 2 snowboards to it and took it down a hill. And then they just, like, get some speed and start trying to climb up the ladder and stand on the top of the ladder and snowboard down a hill.
Oh, my gosh. It's just so silly.
And then they just, like, fake, like, like, oh, yeah, this is, like, a new sport, know, ladder boarding.
Ladder boarding.
Yeah.
Or, like, when he's going downhill in the little scooter.
Yeah.
I loved when they were all in their old stuff. That was their old people outfits.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a classic. They do a whole movie called Bad Grandpa.
Okay.
It's like a half-scripted prank movie.
I was going to say, like, all of those seem familiar, but I couldn't remember what they were from.
Yeah. It's, like, really bad in some moments. Like, Johnny Knoxville will straight up, like, like, be with, like, a 10-year-old kid and, like, giving him whiskey and cigarettes, like, like, in public and seeing, like, what people say. And the kid will be like, fuck you. Like, like, what are you going to do about it? And, like, this 20-year-old's about to, like, whoop both their asses. Like,
yeah.
It's crazy.
I was trying to think of what movie it was that the kid gets. It's a King of Staten Island. That's what I was thinking of. When he gives, like, the kid a tattoo.
Yeah. Dude, that movie had, like, that movie was, like, so good, like, after that.
Yeah. When he, like, starts to turn around.
Yeah. That movie was really good after that. But, like, that scene in particular, like, almost made me cut that movie off. But I think I spent, like, $20 just to see it, like, during COVID.
Yeah, same here. Because that was one of the big ones that
was one
out.
of the first ones that was, like, at home to buy. Like, besides, like, Mulan or no, it wasn't Mulan, but
Mulan was one of them. Yeah.
The Mulan, there was a Mulan live action.
Yeah. It came out during COVID.
Really?
Uh-huh. Isn't that wild?
I never saw it. I might have to watch that. Is that good?
I haven't seen it either. I know it's on Disney Plus. And there's an Aladdin.
Yeah, I remember Aladdin. Yeah, I might have to watch Mulan.
I'm gonna have to run it back.
Yeah. You know what I'm gonna watch though soon?
What?
All Dogs Go to Heaven.
Oh, that's a good one. Is that on Disney Plus?
I don't know. Probably.
Dude, you know what is on Netflix now that really threw me off?
They just added HBO shit, right?
Yeah. Insecure. I was like, what the heck?
Yeah, they have other shit as well. I think.
I'm sure they do. It just really threw me off.
You know what HBO just got or Max just got?
What?
Degrassi: The Next Generation with
Ooh.
Aubrey Plaza in it.
Maybe that's why Drake's dropping his album now.
Wait. Aubrey Graham. In
Aubrey
it.
Graham.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, I'm surprised there isn't more like advertisement for that. That has never been anywhere easily accessible.
Now we got it. I just remember this one episode that like haunted me from when I was a kid, and it was like this girl was messaging some random person on the internet, and then she decided to go meet up with them.
Yeah, the college dude. Yeah,
and then it ended
that
up being
was
like
Paige.
a creep, right?
Yeah, it was a date rape. That was Paige.
He was a creep, but then she
Yeah.
like got out of the situation, right?
No, she got raped in that, dude.
I think there was an episode that she gets out of it.
She
maybe
like
she
kind
doesn't.
of does.
And then like the cops take the computer at the end of it, and they're like, "We're gonna catch the
Wait,
guy."
no. There's a different situation, and you might be thinking of the Ashley girl that's kind of like a scene girl. She's kind of like
maybe, and then
kind of
like
halfway gothic, and
I almost think of the guy as like old.
Yeah, that was like a party, and like he was like definitely a creep, and like tried to. Yeah,
And I was like, I just remember being like, I'm never getting on the internet ever again.
there's a whole other episode where it's like that was like the punk girl of the show, I think, that like
Uh-huh.
gets out of it.
There's another
and
one.
and her boyfriend, or like I think she's like mad at her boyfriend, and he might like help get her out of the situation.
That
or
might be
something,
the
too.
case. That might be the case.
But there's another one where the popular girl like goes to the college party,
Really?
and it's like like the cool jock dude, you know what I mean? And he like
turns out to be a fucking
gets her up to the
asshole
bedroom,
rapist.
and then it's just like, like, oh, I want to, he basically is just like, starting to have, try to have sex with her, and she's like, nah,
Damn,
and he's like, he just kind of keeps going, and
that's fucked up.
then so they
Degrassi
have her
got
go through
real.
that storyline of her just like dealing with that, and like,
That's heavy.
It takes like a few episodes, I think, for her to like admit it. Like they kind of.
Yeah, I feel like that show made it seem like life was gonna get heavy every other day.
Dude, thinking about it, that show's actually like, I mean, it's like as crazy as it was, like it's
a
kind of
school shooter.
good. Like it's kind of good for people to like be exposed to like real emotional shit like that, because it's like as fake and as like soap opera-y as it comes off, like all that stuff is just real.
Yeah,
Like
honestly,
storylines.
it was like because like nowadays on the internet, like you have people that like tell their stories, and like you connect and be like, oh, I'm not alone in this situation. Like I'm not the
Yeah.
only one that hasn't gone through it. But like that was like kind of early where it's like,
Yeah.
yo, have you gone through this? Here's some like help processing that. Like you're not alone.
Yeah.
And it was early on, like school shooting kind of.
Yeah.
Maybe not too early, but
I mean, yeah, I was
Definitely
gonna say,
earlier
that
than where it is
definitely
now.
post Columbine.
yeah. But not but definitely pre 2020s.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it
I
has
guess.
Aubrey Graham.
Yeah,
he posted
shut up.
this. He posted this little clip today. Did you see that?
No.
He's like, someone was asking me what my biggest fear is, and I reflected on it. And I was thinking about the time that before an audition, I was peer pressured into, or I succumbed to peer pressure and smoked some weed and got high. And then sometimes I think it's all just been a dream since that moment, and everything in my life has just gone the perfect way, and it's just a dream. And one day I'm gonna wake up from the dream, and I'll just be after that smoke session, and I'll wake up from it. And I was like, bro, Drake, what are you talking about, man? Like, that's not a fear. I mean, I guess it is, but like,
That man's scared he's about to fall from the top. Son.
yeah, I was
He's
like,
so scared. He's been talking about his fall from the top for like 3 years now.
yeah. At what point do you just like retreat a bit? You're like, all right, I'm gonna take my bill and just enjoy the rest of my
It
life.
seemed like that's what he was doing for a second, of just like, oh, like he's just, he's just living his
Just
life.
chilling.
Seems like, I mean, that's what every celebrity does. They just kind of disappear once they like, like are done, like being like, whatever.
Have done their run.
Yeah. They just kind of like start businesses and like stay out of paparazzi shit,
Yeah, that's the true key.
throw their own parties instead of going out to them. You know.
True. Did you see that big party that some random person threw? Everyone was wearing white to it.
No.
It's like Jack Harlow, Drewski, Jay-Z, Beyonce, Tom Brady.
What?
It was just a crazy amount of celebrities.
That's a weird
No, definitely a weird party.
combo. Jack Harlow, Jay-Z.
Jack Harlow, Jay-Z. Jack
You
Attack.
think they kicked it? You think they talked that night?
Yeah, probably a little bit.
You think Jay-Z said more than like, a few words to him?
He said you're all right for a white boy.
You think he said, Mac Miller though?
No. He probably it was Drewski probably walked up and he's like, I'd like you to meet my white boy.
You think Drewski and Jay-Z have met before that?
Maybe. Maybe not. I'll try to find this party really quick for you, just to show you the clip. No, maybe it was Drewski that posted it. Dude, sometimes I'll be saying, what do you mean by that? And I don't think people know that I'm like quoting Drewski.
So you gotta just be like, what do you mean by that?
I always do the face too, with like the little pondering.
Wish you could hit like a soundboard in real life.
Me too. Or I could just like instantly pull up a meme and like show it to somebody that having to show my phone. There's some pictures from it. Little baby.
What's up? Have you listened to the Gunna and the Young Thug albums?
I'll listen to some of the Young Thug albums, mostly just the
You
Drake
didn't listen
ones.
to the Gunna one?
Haven't listened to the Gunna one, but I've heard a lot of people like it.
Everybody's saying the Gunna album way better.
I believe it. I mean, Young Thug is in jail. Not that way. I mean, that seems like it would make it harder to make a good album, right?
That's funny as hell, bro.
I mean,
You right, Stevie. You right, bro. That's crazy. You right.
Like, Gunna has a distinct advantage here.
Everyone's always like, or everyone's talking about like, oh, like Gunna did it with no production. Like, Young Thug got Drake and Travis Scott and blah blah blah. And
He needed those people.
yeah, I listened to a little bit of the Gunna album. I haven't listened to the Young Thug album actually. I listened to a little bit of the Gunna, but I don't think. Like I've heard that Young Thug album is like the most polished Young Thug.
Yeah, it's definitely polished.
And I'm like, that sounds like intriguing to me. I've always wanted a Young Thug to like put out like the polished album. But the Gunna album sounded cool, but I'm like, this isn't really like, like I'm like, I tried to listen to it. Like I heard everyone say it was good, and like I heard one song that like I thought was all right, but like besides that, I'm just like, I don't know, it's not really for me. Same with like the Lil Uzi shit, but like
I didn't get all the way through the Uzi album.
there's like
I
one
heard it's
Uzi
okay.
song. Yeah, there's like one or two Uzi songs that are like really cool, but
I heard
besides
it's like
that,
25 songs, right?
yeah, besides that, it's like Uzi just has like, I don't know.
Yeah.
He kind of does like PC music rap.
Yeah. He kind of like goes all over the place a little bit.
Yeah, but he has a song with that one band, right? I don't really know them. Bring Me the Horizon, I think. But Daryl Palumbo, this dude of Glassjaw, I don't know if you ever heard me. They're like a crazy dope band. He was also like the singer of Head Automatica.
Sick.
You remember that band?
Yeah.
They had that one big, that Beating Heart Baby.
Yeah.
He's the lead singer of that band. He was also in like a hardcore band called Glassjaw that was super sick. He's like, that dude might be like a marketing genius too. Just the way he like branded Glassjaw like back in the day before branding was even a thing.
Def.
But he helped write that song with them.
That's cool.
And I'm like, that's interesting that he's like, back with this little Uzi and Bring Me the Horizon record. But
yeah. I think I like the Gunna / Young Thug, just like production. Like I'm just wanting a little bit something new. Something that pushes
out
it a
of
little
both
bit
of
more.
them.
Maybe, yeah. But also it's like that's just what they are, you know?
Yeah, like they have like their little style and sound. From what I heard of the Gunna, it definitely is like its own little like branch of like what Young Thug did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is crazy because Young Thug is like a branch of like
What Lil Wayne did.
kinda, yeah. But he did kind of turn into his own thing at a certain
Definitely.
point. Like he definitely kind of.
Yeah, he was kind of like a combination of Future and Lil Wayne.
Yeah, but then he really did start his own like.
I mean, there are a lot of people who are Young Thug clones.
Yeah.
Maybe there's like the most Young Thug clones out of any clone amount. Maybe that's not fair to say.
No, that might be fair to say.
Cardi has a bunch now too.
Yeah, I don't like Cardi.
I'm a little bit beefing with Cardi after he ignored Nardwar, you know? Drove off. Took the gift and drove off.
He took the gift?
Yeah,
I didn't see that.
He took a gift out of the window and then he drives off.
Yo, what?
Yeah, meanwhile, Lil Uzi's like on the verge of tears because they haven't seen Nardwar in I guess like a year or two. Where you been? Missed you.
Dang. Shout out Uzi for that one, man.
Yeah. Dude, Nardwar's a good dude.
Yeah, Nardwar is the greatest.
He's a little bit weird, but you know, that's amazing.
I saw a video of Nardwar back in the day. It's like the 90s or some shit, early 2000s. And he's trying to talk to someone, and they were being so rude to him, too. Who was that? Did you see that video?
I saw one with Absol. Have you seen that one?
No.
He's like, if it gets too personal, man, I'm going to clock you. He's like, the first one like impresses him. He's like, watch out, you're getting a little close. And he's like, he says it again. He's like, all right, dude, I told you, man. You're getting a little bit too comfortable.
Dude, what was this clip I seen? This clip I seen, this dude was literally like, you better hurry up, man. He's like, you got a few questions. Then Nardwar goes in and he's like, at first I was gonna ask you about this, and then I wanted to ask you about this, and he goes in and asks him like 7 questions, and the dude was like, damn, you pretty good, man. Like he was like, that was good. Like, God, I wanna find this clip now, but.
Who are you? First off, I'm gonna just let you know now before I even tell you who I am. If you say something too weird, I might punch you.
You are Ab?
Soul.
Welcome to Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, Ab Soul.
Don't forget the dash, though.
Ab-Soul.
Oh, man, thank you.
Who did that tattoo? Did Egypt do that?
How you know that? Say something again. Say something like that again. Knock them frames off, bro. I'm not playing with you. Shout out to Egypt, though. And I've never seen her. Who are you?
I feel like I'd be a little bit scared for a Nardwar interview, but also honored to be scared.
Wait, this is the old.
Oh, the Jay-Z one?
I don't think this is the one. This might have been the one I was talking about, but.
I'm not supposed to be here speaking to you. You know, there's a lot of people that come from where I come. There's a lot of skilled people who come from where I come who are.
That was Nardwar. Wait, go back up a little bit. Right there? No, one. That one's Nardwar, like one above it. That's like, wait, one below it. That's like Nardwar.
What, as a kid?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Being like, I think I can make interviewing a career. And I know people won't believe me, but, you know, he ends up doing it. I know some people that think some of the Nardwar stuff staged, but I'm like, I don't think any of it's really that staged. I mean, he's obviously like done all the research so the reactions are like crazy reactions, but
Yeah, I don't think it's staged either, for sure. Maybe it was the Jay-Z clip, a different, because Jay-Z was kind of sounding a little bit like, a little bit funny there.
there's like the start of the Jay-Z interview, and he's like, "Who are you?" And he's like, "Well,"
That's what this.
and he goes in like a deep answer about who he is, and he's like, "Jay," and he's like, "Oh, Z, Jay-Z." Because I think Pharrell, he really likes Pharrell's interview. Pharrell really liked the interview with him. And so he has Jay-Z do the interview with him. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, wow, wow, wow. Give it to me, 1, 2, 3.
God, I wish I knew what that video was. I wonder if I liked it. That'd be funny.
It's always like my biggest regret on TikTok is like sometimes I think I liked a video and then I didn't like it.
Yeah, I never do.
Because then I also don't want it to like.
I usually don't give a fuck.
I don't want to like something and have my algorithm all messed up. But then sometimes I want to show somebody that video later on. I'm trying to find this fireworks.
This video is so funny. He's thinking about the oppression women face in the workforce. Look at this. Look at Banana, bro.
Banana. Is that really Banana?
No, but it looks like him. It's got the same spot on his back and shit, too. It's just like a little bit lower. That's definitely Banana. You see Earl's doing a Doris anniversary show?
I did see that, and I was
That
like,
was
yo.
so cool. I want to see that.
I would love to see that. Man, I'm trying to find this freaking firework thing. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, here. Look at this. Ready? You think it's about to be... And then
What is going on?
they just like went off all at once.
Let me watch that again.
The next one's the scariest one.
Because it just starts raining down.
I think that's intended. Like it was supposed to be like a waterfall, like a line of them. But that's the only one that worked, I think, in the end. I just like when the person's like... Where the are we? Bum, 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 bum.
Alright. Definitely can't find the video.
You been seeing this one that's been going around?
Something on her flight that no one else could see. This happened moments before takeoff. This woman was on an American Airlines flight when out of nowhere she got up and claimed she saw someone at the back of the plane that wasn't real.
What? I'm telling you, get the fuck off. Believe it or they cannot believe it.
People on the plane were confused and some even started to worry because no one knew what she was talking about.
She's probably...
Not real. And you can sit on this plane and you can die with them or not. I'm not going to.
The woman ended up canceling her flight and got off. This incident delayed the flight by 3 hours and people weren't happy. Now, the reason the flight was delayed was...
Why was it delayed?
There was weather after that.
Oh.
So like 30 minutes.
They just blamed her?
Well, I mean, like it probably delayed the flight like 30 minutes and then there's bad weather. It's like they couldn't go from...
What if she had a Final Destination moment?
That's what everyone was like, yo, what are you going to do? Would you get off that plane then?
What?
If someone was on the plane and was like, there's someone back there that's not real. Like, you can all stay on the plane, but I'm getting the fuck off this plane.
I'd stay on it.
I'd stay on it too.
Yeah,
People are just crazy.
What is a not real person like doing? Like, what are they gonna do?
I don't know. Maybe it's a scroll. I'll tell you what, though. I had to get off my plane when I went to Colorado this weekend, and that was a bummer.
What do you mean?
They got us all off it, then reboarded us.
Damn, that sucks.
But it was all good. I was too tired to even process what was happening.
Yeah. Well, shit, man.
Should we rate the movie?
Yeah. What do you rate it? How do you rate this movie? I'm very curious of how you're gonna rate this because you can't really rate this like a film, and this.
Well, see, here's the thing. In
This
a lot of ways,
solidifies how bad a rating system is.
but like, all right, so there's a lot of things that this movie is really interesting. It's kind of a time capsule to like a period piece of that era, and it's like very slice of life. In a lot of ways, it's like an evolution of slap humor and like physical humor. I think the things that turn me off a little bit are where it like starts to push the boundaries a little bit too much, but like I get it too, and like they're taking chances.
You know, the Jackass TV show has, there's always a warning of like, warning. These are stunts performed by professionals. Do not try this at home. Do not send us any footage.
Yes.
We will not open or look at anything.
Yeah, because you can't encourage it.
They have a new warning that's basically the same thing, but it just says, these were pranks performed, during outdated, or some of these may, or like something about outdated social norms.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I'm like, wow. I'm like, shout out Jackass being the only people that are just willing to be like, hey, like,
this is
y'all,
fucked
like,
up.
yeah, like there might be some, there might be something here that like isn't normal anymore,
Yeah,
like,
but I think I'm giving this a solid 6.57, maybe 7.5.
Dang.
Like, I think like it's a really interesting like slice of life type of movie.
Yeah.
It's like aimless in a way that feels like it works.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very French New Wave.
Yeah, they somehow do a TikTok compilation for an hour and a half, and it's amazing.
Yeah. What do you rate it?
I mean, I'd probably have to give it like a 7 or 8.
Yeah.
8,
Yeah, I'm excited to see where they go with it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I feel like in a lot of ways, like it was a miracle to them that it worked. And I'm excited to see what they do with like knowing that they will have success in it.
Jackass 2 really ups the ante, has a little bit more money behind it, while still being very raw. Jackass 3 definitely has the money behind it. It's almost like them coming back after being rich for a few years. Like, oh, let's do it again.
Yeah.
It's been 10 years since the first movie.
Our bodies have healed. Let's break them again.
Yeah. And then Jackass 4 is just kind of like just a weird, like, I don't even understand how a Jackass could come back and be like interesting, but it did.
And that's awesome.
Yeah. And now I want a Jackass 5.
Let's do it. We'll make it ourselves.
No. Fuck no. I don't even think I'd want to film Jackass 5. Like if you're on set like that, it is like war to them. It is like a war tour of just like.
I mean, my anxiety would be like, guys, this. Let's not do this. This is a little bit too much, right?
Yeah. There's like almost like a few moments in 4 that it's like it is like sad of just like, oh shit, like this dude does not want to be here right now. Like I don't know. It's
doing it for the cash, man. You gotta.
Yeah. Doing it because he has to, or he feels like he does, but.
Well, hell yeah. Glad we did it. Good to be back on the club.
Yeah.
First pod in the 30s.
Yeah. Yeah, first part of the 30s.
Happy cancer season to all those that are out there. I feel like all the creatives I know are like cancers. There's a few exceptions, but...
Yeah, there's a lot of cancers.
A lot of cancers.
A lot of crazy cancers.
We're a sensitive bunch.
Yeah.
But a loving bunch.
Yeah.
And you remember that, Movie Club.
But yeah, thank you guys for listening.
Yeah. You can follow us at movieclub.com.
Thank you for being patient with us on our little break. It's summer, so things be happening, but hopefully we back on track now.
Yeah, and if you get the chance, write Spotify, tell them don't take down any more of our episodes.
Yeah.
We're just trying to show love to music.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're hating.
They're hating. Screw you, Spotify. But also thank you for
thank you. Thank
hosting
you for
our podcast.
Showing it to people that we don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you gave us a good week that one. But all right. Take it easy, bro.
Take it easy yourself.
Take it easy, y'all. See ya.
What do you mean by that? Give me a fucking break, buddy. Oh, shit. Here we go again.